I was gutted. My 16-year-old son, Theo, spent 4 days crafting a backyard BBQ for 25 people to honor my dad's retirement. Then, a text from my mom at 7 p.m. We're doing it at a steakhouse. Adults only. No sorry. No warning. Theo's heart broke. I didn't scream. I did something crazier. By midnight, our yard was on fire with revenge. I stood in the backyard, the air thick with the smell of smoked brisket and cedar chips, watching Theo adjust his hand-built fire pit like it was his life's masterpiece. He'd been at it since. 4 a.m., no exaggeration, I heard his alarm through the walls. The kid was a whirlwind, hauling tables, stringing fairy lights, carving a custom "Congrats, Grandpa" sign from reclaimed oak. His hands were calloused, his t-shirt soaked, but his eyes? They sparkled like he was about to win a Nobel Prize for BBQ. He planned every detail. Ribs for Dad's buddies, vegan skewers for Aunt Clara, even gluten-free cornbread for our neighbor with celiac. The yard looked like a Pinterest board. Exploded, rustic, warm, perfect. Theo was glowing, that rare kind of glow you see in kids who believe they're about to make someone proud. Then my phone pinged. I was holding a mason jar of Theo's homemade BBQ sauce, tangy and sweet, when the family group chat lit up. It was Mom. We're doing Dad's party at Sullivan's Steakhouse. Adults only. Starts at 8. My stomach dropped. I read it twice, thinking it was a typo. Adults only? Theo was 16, not 6. He'd spent 4 days chopping, marinating, building. He burned his hand on the smoker, stayed up past midnight perfecting his playlist. I stepped into the garage, hands shaking, and called Mom. You're serious? I asked, voice tight. We're already here, she said, like it was nothing. It's just easier. Tell Theo not to take it personally. I heard clinking glasses in the background. Easier? I snapped. He built a whole damn party. She sighed. Lila, he's a kid. We can't eat backyard food for something this big. What if someone gets sick? I hung up. My vision blurred. Theo was still out there, adjusting chairs, oblivious. He'd even rented a projector to show a slideshow of Dad's career-grainy photos of him in his old mechanic's jumpsuit, grinning with his crew. Theo had spent $200 of his own money, saved from mowing lawns. I couldn't tell him. Not yet. I called my brother Nate, hoping he'd been left out of this betrayal. Oh, Lila, he groaned. Stop making it a thing. Theo's too sensitive. He needs to grow up. We didn't want to eat his experiment. Experiment? My jaw clenched. Theo wasn't experimenting. He'd taken online grilling courses, watched Gordon Ramsay videos like they were scripture. I hung up on Nate mid-sentence, his voice still whining about perspective. I stepped back outside. Theo was testing the projector, smiling as Dad's face flickered on the screen. Mom, you think Grandpa will like the playlist? I mixed classic rock with some new stuff. His voice was so hopeful it stabbed me. I forced a smile. It's perfect, Bud. Then his eyes caught my phone, still glowing with the group chat. He grabbed it before I could stop him. His thumb scrolled. His face froze. He saw the photo, Mom, Dad, Nate, even my cousins, all at a polished steakhouse table, laughing, toasting. Theo's shoulders slumped. He didn't cry. He just stared at the ground like he'd been punched and didn't want to show it. They didn't want it, he whispered. They didn't even try. I wanted to scream, to drive to that steakhouse and flip their table. But Theo was watching me, his eyes searching for something, anything to make this okay. I wasn't going to let them ruin him. Not like they tried to ruin me growing up. Always the extra kid. The one who fixed cars instead of cheering at pep rallies. They praised Nate's football trophies, ignored my grease-stained hands. Now they were doing it to Theo. No, not today. I grabbed my phone. We're not throwing this out, I said. They don't get to decide what your work is worth. Theo blinked, confused. I was already dialing. My husband, Greg, first. Get home, now. Then I started calling everyone else neighbors, co-workers, Theo's shop teacher, random parents from his soccer team. My son made a feast for 25. His family ditched him. Come eat. I didn't ask. I demanded. The yard was alive. Strangers swarmed Theo's BBQ, laughing, devouring ribs, praising his sauce like it was holy water. I watched him serve, his hands shaky but proud. Then my phone buzzed again. Another text from Mom. You're embarrassing. U.S. Stop this circus. Circus? They ditched my kid. I was fuming. Then I saw the charge $1,489.62 on my card. They'd used it to pay for their steakhouse betrayal. Theo was in his element, darting between tables, explaining his glaze recipe to Mrs. Delgado's cousin like he was on a cooking show. "It's molasses and a hint of smoked paprika," he said, voice steadying with every word. The crowd, now 35 people, cheered as he sliced brisket, juices dripping like a culinary mic drop. Fairy lights twinkled. Classic rock thumped. It felt like a rebellion. My coworker's kid yelled, "This is better than Applebee's." And I almost laughed. Almost. My chest was still tight, the sting of Mom's text burning like a fresh cut. They didn't just abandon Theo. They called his dream a circus. I wanted to scream. How dare they? How could they sit there, sipping wine, while my son poured his soul into this? Then my phone lit up with the bank alert. $1,489.62, charged to my business card at Sullivan's Steakhouse. My vision went red. They didn't just ditch us, they made me pay for it. I stood frozen, gripping my phone so hard my knuckles whitened. Greg, my husband, caught my eye from across the yard. "Lila, you okay?" he called, weaving through the crowd. I shoved the phone at him. "Look at this!" His jaw dropped. "They used your card for that?" He was livid, his voice low like a storm brewing. I nodded. "They thought we'd." "Just take it." Greg's eyes narrowed. "Not tonight." He grabbed his phone, already dialing someone. I didn't ask who. I was too busy plotting. The food blogger, Marcy, was circling like a hawk, snapping photos of Theo's cornbread, muttering, "This kid's a genius." She cornered me by the smoker. "Leela, this is a story. Your family bailed, charged your card, and your son's out here feeding half the neighborhood? People need to know." I hesitated. Exposing them could backfire. But then I saw Theo, wiping sweat from his brow, smiling as Mr. Vance clapped him on the shoulder. He deserved this moment. "Do it," I said. Marcy grinned like she just won the lottery. "Give me an hour." She vanished into the crowd, typing furiously. Theo was plating vegan skewers when he caught me staring. "Mom, you sure this is okay?" His voice cracked, like he was waiting for the other shoe to drop. I wanted to hug him, but he was holding a tray of hot food. "It's more than okay," I said. "You're showing them what they missed." He nodded, but his eyes were glassy. He'd seen the group chat photo Nate's wife posting a selfie with "best retirement party ever," captioned under clinking martini glasses. It was a knife to his heart. I turned away, pretending to adjust a tablecloth so he wouldn't see me cry. My family didn't just reject his food. They rejected him. And they thought I'd stay quiet? Hell no. By 10 p.m., the yard was a full-blown festival. Someone brought a guitar. Kids ran around with cornbread crumbs on their faces. Marcy was back, showing me her phone. "Posted it," she said. The headline screamed, "Teens Epic Barbecue. For Grandpa's retirement ditch for steakhouse family charges Mom's card." It had 200 likes already. Comments poured in. "Who does that to a kid? This food looks insane." I swallowed hard. This was war now. Then Greg pulled me aside. "I called the bank, disputed the charge." He smirked. "And I invited someone else." Before I could ask who, headlights flashed. A news van pulled up. Channel 7. My heart stopped. What had we just started? The news van's lights flooded our yard. Channel 7's reporter, a guy with too perfect hair, was already mixed up, eyeing Theo's BBQ like it was evidence in a crime scene. My heart raced. Were we really doing this? Theo froze, spatula midair, as strangers cheered his name. Then my phone exploded. Text from Mom, Nate, venomous. "You're ruining us." Too late. Their betrayal was live on TV. The reporter, Jake, zeroed in on Theo, camera rolling. "Tell us about this feast," he said, voice all charm. Theo stammered. I just wanted to make Grandpa proud." His voice cracked, and I swear the crowd hushed. My chest tightened. He was so vulnerable, standing there, apron smudged, pouring his heart out to a stranger. Jake nodded, eating it up. "And your family ditched this? For a steakhouse?" Theo's nod was small, but the crowd gasped. Marcy, the blogger, was live streaming it all, her phone angled like a sniper scope. Comments flooded her feed. "This kid's a hero. His family's trash." I wanted to cheer, but my stomach churned. Was this too far? Exposing them like this? Then my phone started buzzing. "Mom, Lila, stop this now." "Nate, you're humiliating Dad on his big day." "Humiliating Dad?" They'd left Theo's masterpiece to rot. I ignored them, but the texts kept coming, each one nastier. You're a terrible daughter. Theo's just attention-seeking. My hand shook. I wanted to hurl my phone into the smoker. Greg grabbed my arm. Don't answer, he said. Let them stew. He was right. They'd charged my car, ditched my son, and now they wanted pity. No way. I shoved my phone in my pocket and focused. On Theo, who was plating ribs for Jake like his life depended on it. Jake took a bite on camera. His eyes widened. This is unreal, he said, sauce on his chin. The crowd roared. Theo blushed, a real smile breaking through. For a second, I forgot the text, the betrayal, the $1,489.62 hole in my account. My kid was shining. Marcy whispered to me, this is going viral. Check X. I opened the app. Her post had 10,000 likes. Clips of Theo's interview were spreading like wildfire. Teen chef school's family. One caption read. Another. Grandpa's. A jerk, I laughed, but it felt hollow. My parents weren't just jerks. They crushed Theo's spirit. And now the world knew. Then it got crazier. Jake turned the camera on me. Lila, why'd your family bail? I froze. The yard went quiet. All eyes on me. I could have lied. Played nice. But I was done. They thought a steakhouse was safer than my son's food, I said, voice sharp. They used my card to pay for it. $1,489.62, while Theo worked 4 days. The crowd booed. Jake's eyebrows shot up. You're kidding? They charged you? I shook my head. Marcy typed faster. I could feel the internet catching fire. Theo looked at me, eyes wide, like he couldn't believe I'd said it out loud. I mouthed it. I'm proud of you. He nodded, but his hands were trembling again. By 11 p.m. The party was electric. Strangers toasted Theo, calling him chef. Someone started a chant. Theo! Theo! My neighbor's kid made a TikTok of the brisket, already at 50,000 views. But then I saw headlights. Not a news van, my sister-in-law's SUV. Nate's wife, Kelly. She stormed out, face like thunder. Lila, are you insane? She yelled, pushing through the crowd. You're trashing us on TV. I crossed my arms. You trashed Theo first, she scoffed. He's a kid. He'll get over it. Theo overheard, his face crumpling. I stepped toward her. Get out. The crowd parted. Jake's camera swung toward us. Kelly froze, realizing she was live. What had I unleashed? Kelly's face was a mask of rage, caught live on Channel 7's camera. You're pathetic, Lila. She screamed, jabbing a finger at me. Theo flinched, dropping a tray of cornbread. The crowd gasped. My blood boiled. How dare she? Then a stranger stepped forward, a chef in a crisp jacket. I've tasted his food, he said. Your family's the pathetic one. The yard erupted and the internet exploded. Kelly didn't back down. She stormed closer, heels sinking into the grass, her voice shrill enough to crack glass. This is a stunt. Theo's no chef. He's a kid playing with fire. Playing with fire? He'd smoked brisket for 12 hours. I stepped in front of Theo, shielding him. You ditched him, Kelly. You charged my card. Her eyes widened, but she smirked. You're always so dramatic. Grow up, the crowd hissed. Jake, the reporter, zoomed in, his camera catching every word. Marcy's live stream was racking up thousands of views, comments flooding. She's unhinged. Protect Theo. I wanted to slug her, but Theo's hand grabbed mine, trembling. Mom, don't, he whispered. My heart broke. He was still protecting me. Then the chef pushed through. Tall, graying beard, apron still dusted with flour. He held up a hand. Silence in the crowd. I'm Marcus Reed, owner of Reed's Smokehouse downtown. My jaw dropped. Reed's was the BBQ joint in town lines out the door, James Beard nominee. I crashed your party, he said, grinning at Theo. Tasted your ribs. Kid, you've got it. Theo's eyes went wide. The crowd cheered, drowning out Kelly's. Sputter. Marcus turned to her. You called this a stunt? I'd hire this kid tomorrow. Jake's camera swung to Kelly, her face crumpling like wet paper. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. For once, she was speechless. I could have kissed Marcus. Marcy tugged my arm, shoving her phone in my face. Lila, look! Her post had hit 50,000 likes. Clips of Kelly's meltdown were trending on X caption. Entire Aunt Shama's teen chef on live TV. TikTok was worse. Someone remixed Kelly's rant with clown music. I almost laughed, but then I saw Theo still, clutching my hand, staring at Marcus like he was a superhero. You really liked it? Theo asked, voice small. Marcus clapped his shoulder. Liked it? I'm stealing your glaze recipe. The crowd roared. Theo's smile was fragile but real. For a second, I thought we'd won. Then my phone buzzed. Again, Dad this time. Lila, you've gone too far. We're coming over. My stomach sank. They were coming here? Now? With cameras rolling and the internet watching? Greg overheard, his face darkening. Let them come, he growled. They started this. I nodded, but Dreg clawed at me. Kelly was already stomping back to her SUV, muttering about suing for defamation. The crowd parted like she was contagious. Jake chased her for a comment, but she slammed her car door. The news van's lights glared brighter, illuminating the chaos. Marcy whispered, This is bigger than I thought. National outlets are calling. Marcus pulled Theo aside, talking low about staging at his restaurant. Theo's eyes lit up, but I saw the strain in his shoulders. He was 16, not a machine. He'd been betrayed, humiliated, and now thrust into the spotlight. I wanted to protect him, but the world was already watching. Then I heard tires screech. 2 cars pulled up Mom and Dad. They stepped out, faces like stone, marching toward us. The crowd hushed. Jake's camera swung their way. My pulse hammered. Were they here to apologize? Or to burn it all down? I grabbed Greg's hand. Get ready, I whispered. The air felt electric, like lightning was about to strike. Mom and Dad charged into the yard, faces twisted with fury, ready to tear me apart on live TV. Lila, you destroyed us. Mom shrieked. Then Theo dropped a bombshell. Grandpa, I found your old recipe book. It's why I made the ribs. Dad froze. His secret BBQ legacy stolen by his brother decades ago was Theo's blueprint. The crowd gasped. The camera zoomed. My family's lives unraveled. The air crackled as Mom and Dad pushed through the crowd, ignoring the stares. Mom's voice cut like a knife. You're airing our business to the world? You're disgusting. I stood my ground, heart pounding. You ditched Theo. You used my card. Dad's eyes blazed. We're your parents. You owe us. Owe them? For what, crushing my kid? Jake's camera was glued to us, Marcy live streaming every word. Comments exploded. They're monsters. Theo deserves better. I was ready to snap back when Theo stepped forward, clutching a tattered notebook. His voice shook. Grandpa, this is yours, isn't it? Dad's face went pale. The crowd leaned in. Theo held up the notebook, pages yellowed, stained with grease. I found it in your attic last summer. Your BBQ recipes. You won contests in the 80s. Dad's mouth opened, but nothing came out. Mom hissed, That's nonsense. But Theo kept going. You stopped cooking after Uncle Ray took credit for your sauce. I used your brisket recipe tonight. The crowd gasped. Marcus Reed, the chef, stepped closer, eyes wide. Wait, you're Danny Cole, the pitmaster from the 80s? Dad flinched. His secret was out. I was floored. Dad? A pitmaster? He'd never said a word. Growing up, he dismissed my tinkering as unladylike, mocked Theo's cooking as cute. Now I knew why he buried his own passion after his brother's betrayal. And Theo had revived it. Jake pounced. Mr. Cole, you inspired this feast and ditched it. Dad stammered. It's complicated. Complicated? He'd let Theo slave for days, then bailed. Marcy's live stream hit 100,000 views. X was on fire. Grandpa's a fraud. Theo's a legend. I wanted to scream, but Theo's eyes locked on Dad, pleading for something pride, maybe. Then Mom doubled down. This is a lie. Theo's making it up, she spat, snatching the notebook. Theo lunged, but she held it high. You're embarrassing. Your grandfather. The crowd booed. Marcus grabbed the notebook, flipping through it. This is legit, he said. Danny, your sauce recipe's a goldmine. Dad's face crumpled. He wasn't angry anymore, just small. Jake turned to Theo. Why'd you use his recipe? Theo's voice broke. I wanted him to be proud of me. My throat closed up. The crowd was silent, then erupted in cheers. Theo wasn't just fighting for himself. He was fighting for Dad's legacy. But the twist wasn't done. My phone buzzed a text from Nate. Check your email. Now. I opened it, hand shaking. An invoice from Sullivan's Steakhouse forwarded. By Nate showed Dad had pre-planned a restaurant switch weeks ago. He'd lied to us all. I shoved the phone at Greg. They knew, I hissed. Greg's eyes darkened. They're done. He nodded at Jake, who was already filming Dad's stunned face. Marcy whispered, this is going national. Then a new car pulled up. Uncle Ray Dad's brother, the recipe thief. He stepped out, smirking. Heard I missed a party. The yard froze. What the hell was he doing here? Uncle Ray's smirk was gasoline. Nice party, Lila, he sneered, eyeing Theo's BBQ like it was trash. My dad's face twisted shame, rage, regret. Then Theo snapped. You stole his recipes! He yelled, holding Dad's notebook. The crowd roared. Channel 7's camera caught it all. By dawn, Theo was a star. My family was done, and I'd never felt freer. Ray strutted into the yard, his leather jacket gleaming under the fairy lights, acting like he owned the place. Heard Danny's kid cook my old recipes, he said, winking at Dad. My stomach churned. This was the man who'd stolen Dad's BBQ legacy, built a chain of diners on it, and left Dad broken. Now he was here mocking Theo? I stepped forward. Get out, Ray, he laughed. Touchy, huh? Just came to see the circus. Circus? Again? The crowd murmured, sensing blood. Jake's camera zoomed in, Marcy's live stream spiking to 200,000 views. Theo clutched the notebook, eyes blazing. You're a thief, he shouted. The yard exploded in cheers. Dad's voice cracked. Ray, don't. But Ray kept going, turning to Theo. Kid, you think you're special? Those recipes made me rich. Theo didn't flinch. They were Grandpa's. I cooked them better. The crowd roared louder, chanting, Theo, Theo. Marcus Reed stepped up, glaring at Ray. I've tasted both. The kid wins. Ray's smirk faltered. Jake pounced. Mr. Cole, your brother stole your recipes? Dad nodded, head low. He did? I quit cooking because of it. The crowd gasped. Mom grabbed Dad's arm, hissing, don't admit that. But it was too late. The internet was eating it alive. Family Feud goes viral. Teen Chef exposes uncle. Then I dropped my own bomb. I held up my phone, showing the email from Nate the invoice proving Dad planned the steakhouse switch. Weeks ago, you lied to us, I yelled. You let Theo slave for days, knowing you'd ditch him. Dad's eyes widened. Caught. Mom stammered, Lila, you're twisting it. Twisting it? They charged me $1,489.62 for their betrayal. The crowd booed, some yelling shame. Jake's mic caught every word. Marcy's live stream hit 300,000 views, comments screaming, they're awful. Theo's a king. I turned to Theo, his face a mix of hurt and fire. You're enough, I whispered. He nodded, tears falling, but stood taller. Ray tried to slink away, but Marcus blocked him. Not so fast, he said. Theo, you're staging at my restaurant. And Danny? I want to talk recipes. Dad's jaw dropped. Theo's eyes lit up, the notebook trembling in his hands. The crowd erupted again, strangers toasting Theo with lemonade. Then Jake got a call national news wanted the story. By midnight, Theo's BBQ was trending worldwide, clips of Ray's smirk and Dad's confession everywhere. A local culinary school emailed Theo, offering a scholarship. We saw your story, they wrote. You're extraordinary. My heart swelled. You'd done it at 2 a.m.? I sat on the porch, Theo asleep inside, still in his apron. My phone buzzed texts from Mom, Dad, Nate, begging me to fix the story. I blocked them all. Then I saw Ray's Diner Chain's X account. We're rebranding. New recipes soon. Liar, I posted one line. Theo's truth won. We're done with thieves. It got 10,000 likes in an hour. Neighbors waved from across the street, still filming. By morning, Theo's food blog had 50,000 followers. He woke up smiling. Mom, can I make ribs again? I laughed. Anytime, Chef. My family moved away, shunned by their own friends. Theo got his future. I got my freedom. Did I go too far? Hell no. I burn it all down again for him. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.